This is a reading from An Introduction to the Devout Life by St. Francis de Sales. Chapter 15, Meditation 7, Hell. Preparation. Place yourself in the divine presence. Humble yourself and implore his assistance. 3. Imagine yourself in a dark city, burning with brimstone and sulfur, and filled with citizens who cannot escape. Reflections. 1. The damned are in the infernal abyss, as in this miserable city, where they endure unutterable torments in every sense and in every member, because as every sense and member has participated in their sin, so they must participate in its punishment. The eyes, as the reward of their false and evil gazing, will endure the horrible sight of devils and of hell. The ears, which delighted in unholy conversation, will never hear aught save weeping, lamentations, and despair, and so with the other senses. 2. Besides all these torments, there is one yet greater, namely, that they are forever deprived of God and of his glory. If Absalom sorrowed more over the absence of his father David than over his exile, 2 Kings chapter 14, verse 32, what shall be the regret of those who are forever deprived of the sight of thy sweet and gracious countenance, O Lord? 3. Consider above all the eternity of suffering which alone would make hell insupportable. How a trifling annoyance, a slight fever, makes a short night appear long and grievous to us here. What then will be the night of eternity with its torments? What eternity whence arise eternal despair, blasphemy, and rage? Affections and resolutions. Which of you can dwell with devouring fire? Which of you shall dwell with everlasting burnings? Isaiah chapter 33, verse 14. Take warning from these words, O my soul. Couldst thou live forever amidst these torments? Wilt thou indeed forsake thy God forever? Confess that you have repeatedly deserved so to lose him. Henceforth I will follow the other path. Why should I go down into hell? I will therefore make such and such efforts to avoid the sins which will bring me to eternal death. Thank God. Make an offering of thyself. Pray. Chapter 16, Meditation 8. Paradise. Place yourself in the presence of God and invoke him. Reflections. Represent to yourself a beautiful, serene night, and consider how pleasant it is to behold the sky with all that multitude and variety of stars. Then add to that beauty the glory of a brighter day yet, so the brilliancy of the sun should not overpower the brightness either of the moon or the stars. And then remember that assuredly all this collected beauty falls immeasurably short of paradise. Oh, what a blessed and desired home it is! How precious a city! Consider the grandeur, the beauty, and the multitude of the citizens and inhabitants of that happy land, the millions and millions of angels, cherubim and seraphim, the glorious company of apostles, martyrs, confessors, virgins, and matrons. The multitude is innumerable. Oh, what a blessed company, of whom the least is greater than the whole world. What will it be to behold them all? O my God, how blessed are they, forever singing the glad song of eternal love, forever enjoying perpetual gladness, mutually rejoicing in each other, and sharing the delights of a friendship which can never know any interruption. Consider further how they forever rejoice in God, beholding his gracious countenance, which sheds into their hearts a never-ceasing depth of sweetness. What a thing it is never to be separated from their King. They are like happy birds, hovering and singing forever in the atmosphere of divinity, which surrounds them with unspeakable delights. There, with envy, they rival one another in singing the praises of their Creator. Blessed be thou forever, O loving and sovereign Creator and Savior, who art so merciful towards us and give us so abundantly of thy glory. And in his turn, God bestows a perpetual benediction on all his saints. Blessed be ye forever, O my children, who have served me and now praise me eternally with unutterable love and joy. Affections and resolutions. Admire and praise this heavenly country. Blessed art thou, Jerusalem, and blessed art thine inhabitants within thee. Reproach your own heart with its want of resolution in steadily following the road which leads to this blessed land. Why have I so neglected my supreme bliss? Woe is me for trivial, unsatisfying pleasures. I have 1,000 times forsaken these eternal and infinite delights. How could I despise so great good and prize such vain and contemptible things? Earnestly aspire after this blessed home, O my good and gracious Lord. Since it hath pleased thee to lead me back into thy paths, never more will I depart from them. Forward then, O my soul, let us hasten onwards to this everlasting rest. Let us press forward to this blessed land of promise. Why do we linger here in Egypt? Henceforth I will forsake all things that can hinder me or cause me to lose my way, and will do only such things as shall forward me on this road. Give thanks. Offer thyself. Pray. Chapter 17, Meditation 9. The choice of paradise. Preparation. Place yourself in the presence of God. 2. Humble yourself before Him and ask His inspiration. Reflections. Imagine yourself in a wide plain, alone, with your guardian angel, as was young Tobias on his way to Rages, and that he displays to you paradise above and all its delights on which you have been meditating, beneath you hell and all its torments. Having realized this, kneel down before your guardian angel and consider that you are truly placed between heaven and hell, and that both are waiting for you to choose whither you will go. Consider that the choice you make of either in this life will last forever in the next. Consider further that although the choice depends upon yourself, yet God, who is ready to give the one through His justice, the other through His mercy, desires above all that you choose heaven. And your good angel urges you to that choice with all his might, offering to your aid 1,000 graces from God, 1,000 means of help. Jesus Christ looks down from heaven in love upon you and calls you tenderly, "Come, O my beloved, come to eternal rest within my loving arms, which are waiting for thee with immortal pleasures and unfailing love. Behold with thy spiritual sight the Blessed Virgin watching thee with a mother's love. Be brave, my daughter, despise not the longings of my Son, nor the sighs which I pour out for thee, desiring thy eternal salvation. Behold the saints warning thee, and millions of holy spirits watching thee, desiring ardently that thou mayest join them in praising God forever, and pleading with thee that the heavenward path is not so difficult as the world would fain make thee believe. Be of good courage," they repeat. "Whoever will consider the pathway of devotion by which we have arrived here will see that we attain this happiness through a sweetness far greater than any the world can give." Choice. 1. Hell, I detest thee now and forever. I abhor thy torments and thy pains, thy terrible and wretched eternity, and above all the eternal maledictions and blasphemies which thou pourest forth against my God. And gazing upon thee, O lovely paradise, eternal glory, everlasting gladness, I choose my home forever amidst thy blessed and glorious mansions, within thy holy and precious tabernacles. O my God, I bless thy mercy and accept the choice it has pleased thee to offer me. O Jesus, my Savior, I accept thine everlasting love, and thank thee that thou hast obtained for me a place within the heavenly Jerusalem, where above all other delights I shall love and bless thee forever. Accept the aid of the Blessed Virgin and the saints. Promise to follow in their steps, and give up yourself to your good angel, that he may lead you onwards in the way you have chosen. Chapter 18, Meditation 10. The soul's choice of a devout life. Preparation. 1. Place thyself in the presence of God. 2. Prostrate thyself before him and seek his aid. Reflections. Once more, imagine yourself in a wide plain, alone with your good angel, and on the left hand, behold the devil, sitting on a high and lofty throne, surrounded by infernal spirits, and by a troop of worldly men, who with uncovered heads acknowledge him and do homage to him, some by one sin, some by another, Examine the countenance of these unfortunate courtiers of an abominable king, some raging with hatred, passion, and envy, some murdering their neighbors, some pale, thoughtful, and absorbed in the accumulation of wealth, others engrossed in vanity and empty, useless pleasures, others corrupt and lost in their vile passions. See how all live alike without rest, without order, without grace. See how they despise one another, and how their friendship is but counterfeit. In short, you see a miserable gathering, tyrannized over by an accursed king, a sight meet to move your pity. On the right hand, behold the crucified Savior, who with fervent love prays for these wretches, that they may escape from their tyrant and come to him. Behold how he is surrounded by holy men and women and their good angels. Contemplate the beauty of the kingdom of holiness, how lovely this band of virgins, both men and women, purer than the lily, this company of widows full of holy mortification and humility, this body of husbands and wives who live in such harmony and mutual love, the fruit of charity. Consider how they unite the care of their external duties with that of their hearts, conjugal love with love of the heavenly spouse. Look all round. Everywhere you will behold a gentle, holy, loving aspect, whilst they hearken to their Lord, and seek to retain him with their very inmost hearts. They rejoice, but with a holy, charitable, well-regulated joy. They love one another, but with a holy, pure love. Some amongst them have sorrows, but they do not fret under them and are not discouraged, for they seek their consolation from their Savior and forever look up to him. You have already forsaken Satan and his pitiable company by the good desires which God has given you. Nevertheless, you have not as yet attained to Jesus our King, or joined his blessed and happy company of holy men. Therefore you are still standing between the two. The Blessed Virgin with Saint Joseph, Saint Louis, Saint Monica, and thousands of those who once were living in the world invite and encourage you. The crucified King calls you by name. Come, O my beloved, come that I may crown thee. Choice. O world, sad company, never will I join thy standards. I have forever forsaken thy treacheries and vanities. Proud King, infernal spirit, I renounce thee with all thy pomps. I abhor thee with all thy works. 2. And turning to thee, O blessed Jesus, King of eternal glory and happiness, I embrace thee with my whole soul. I adore thee with my whole heart. I adopt thee as my King now and forever, and by my inviolable fidelity, I give myself up to thee forever. I submit forever to thy holy laws and precepts. 3. O Holy Virgin, dearest Lady, thou shalt be my guide and teacher. I offer to thee my special reverence and love. O guardian angel, conduct me to this blessed assembly. Leave me not until I attain to that happy company with whom I would say now and ever in confirmation of my choice, Jesus, be thou my Lord forever.